There you have it. Fix the seat here. Welcome everybody to this new episode of Garage Groove. We're doing the Yamaha XS400. This is our 5th episode. I usually don't let it drag this long, but you guys know the story, right? So let's take a look at this bike. This is the final episode, man. We're into mid-May, and I want to give myself a few weeks. Look at that beautiful TL in the back, huh? It was done right here. Anyways, yeah, getting back to the XS here. We're at mid-May, and we want to give ourselves probably a month or so to ride it around here, and I'll probably drive it to work and whatnot. Check out this piece right here. This was not part of the plan. I found this, and we're going to utilize it. We're going to have it, oh, I don't know, maybe something like that, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to attach this piece to it. I like this because it's got, well, it's obviously not going to hold it. It's not going to hold the weight right now. It's not proper yet. But we are going to utilize that. But yeah, we're going to mount that. It's going to be probably a little higher, you know. And let's recap on this thing. So we got this bike. Basically, it was a motor and a rolling chassis. There was no wiring, no nothing. It didn't even have handlebars. We put makeshift handlebars on it. The first thing we did was the wiring, okay, which we're not completely done with it yet. We still got to do the tail lights. I got to clean things up a little bit. We got a lot of stuff hanging around here. We got to clean that up. This thing, God, I can't wait to doing this thing. I've been talking about it so long, and it's such a simple thing. We'll do that, finally. And I think we'll have a cake afterwards in celebration. But anyways, so on this episode, we're just going to finish things up, man. We're going to mount the seat. We're going to mount our travel package. The bike runs great, man. It like I said, you guys heard it on the last video. It idles really nice. Our voltages are really good. We took a look at some of the stuff last episode, some of the things that gave us problems. I hope you guys were able to get some tips off of that. So if you are working on something like this, yeah, we're here to help each other, you know, and we're in this journey together. If you're building a bike like this or any bike, man, you know, we're in it together. So hopefully you can get some tips off of it. So yeah, we're going to clean things up. We're going to mount the seat. We're going to put our travel package on. We're going to do a little bit of wiring. It's a nice bright light. Kind of toned it down by it was revving a lot because of this. I covered that up. So basically what we're doing now, we're just tying things up. Remember I said we're going to be cleaning things up, tying things up? Well, we're figuring out a place, a strategic place to hang this where it's protected and it's kind of out of the way of everything. And You know, remember this area right here is all for the battery also. So that's what we're doing. We've added our pods here. We're gonna be adding here's the cut tube. We cut it right here, but you got this main bar going up here, and then you have another one coming here. It's all gusseted here. I felt it was very sufficient enough to cut this, but that tank, once the petcock is in there, it comes right through this area. There was just no way around it. In fact, it was so tight you couldn't even S the line around. It just was not going to work. There was no other way, absolutely no other way of doing it. So but I feel comfortable. You know, I wouldn't do it otherwise. I almost thought about putting a little piece right here, maybe putting a piece right here, strengthen it that way, but I don't think we've lost hardly any strength. Yep, we're just tying it up, cleaning things up. This is it, you know, the final thing. Oh, for all you people, I had a couple of people ask about the gas tank. We had to add some extensions here. All I did was I added some bolts here. I believe this is right around 3.5, 4 inches. That's not very precise, but you'll have to measure as per your application. But these tanks that I got, it's quite wide up underneath, a little wider than even what we need. So this is how I accommodated it. You know, you'll just have to measure it, you know, take this measurement here, center it, and add whatever you need to add based on your frame, because they are wide. Okay, so that's about it. We're just tying things up. We're gonna wrap some wires and stuff and get it all kind of situated. We got to tuck this clutch cable up in a decent way. That's about it. We're gonna go ahead and do all that, and then we did add, there's our power source there, and there's our USB cable, USB whatever inputs. I was thinking about putting toggle switch here for the light, because I think it's because we're using a small battery right now. As soon as you turn your key on, your lights come on, and it takes away from the juice that you need to get the spark going. So I didn't want to take any of that away from the spark during initial startup. So what we do is we turn the key on, and there'll be a toggle switch here. We get the bike started, then we hit the toggle switch and get our headlights going. So that's where we're at. We're gonna keep working. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so we are working on this thing. Let's take a look at a couple things here. What have we done here? Now we did go over this. Let's take a look at this from the top. See, we got 1, 2. This is a big, thick bar that's got all sorts of support there. We took a little chunk out here for the petcock. Let's talk about the gas tank for a second. I had to build these because the width, the underneath width gap of the gas tank is much too much. But you're gonna need that on a bike that's got 3 rails on it. That's the only one that I know is gonna work. And then you have to build these supports to house it. Okay, this length is gonna depend on how wide this is. Now if you're using an XS like this, you're gonna have some width there. Okay, just do your own measurement and get it so it's centered and the tank sits good, and that's about it. Now for the seat, what we've done is I just added that piece on, and the seat came with these mounts, so it's just gonna bolt to that. Now we are working on the travel package. That's a big part to this bike. Okay, it's makes it more versatile for what we're trying to do, you know. So we're going to utilize this piece right here. I think this is a very suitable piece, but we're going to have to do some trimming, and then we're going to have to make it work. But I think it's a very suitable piece. And then on top of this, we're going to mount our little tray right here, and then to that tray we're gonna have a little box, and we should be good for the road. Okay, we have some wiring and stuff to do, little bits of stuff. Okay, as you can see, I've added these two. We're gonna clean this up. We have to have it protected. It's the home stretch now. We're just heading down the last few things we got to do, and then we'll take it for a test ride around here, and then ultimately probably here in the next few days or a week after I'm done, we'll license it. We'll start taking small laps and make the laps bigger and bigger. I'll take it to work and it'll be ready. So, but let's go ahead and continue our welding. I want to get all the welding done. The other stuff I could do on a rainy day, inside or even at night. Welding I like to do with the garage open. So that's what we're gonna get done today. It's coming. Why is she not focusing? There it goes. Okay, we'll continue working. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. There you have it. We have our travel package on. We even have our tail light and license plate thing on. Cleaned up the tires a little bit. Let's take this in for a minute. What do we like about this? And what don't we like? Well, as I've said before, I like European styling. It's got really nice curves. It's got a nice curb appeal, and the curves do it. You know, a lot of the like BMWs and a lot of that type of bikes utilize these type of lines, and this thing has a little bit of that, so I like that. I don't like the paint job on the tank, and the travel package is really nice. I think the bike now looks more like a traveling bike. It doesn't look like a runabout. You know, when you take that rack off the back, when you take it off, it looks like a little scoot, you know? Scoot around here and there around in town and bring it back home. And this looks like something you would take a trip on, you know? So I like that. I don't like these very sharp angles, but you got to live with that sort of stuff when you're picking from here and there, and you're picking parts out of your house to utilize. Remember, that used to be an old toaster oven hanger, and that's what we did. This I'm not going to use. This is actually a nail pad, but I'm going to put some sort of a padding on here. Maybe we can center it like that, and then we can put our, these are going to get cut off. And then we're just going to bungee our cooler or whatever to that. And that's what we do, you know. I like the high tail light. It really I think it's more noticeable when it's that high. So I like that. The handlebars make more sense now. Before we put the travel rack on it, it was trying to, it looked like it was trying to be a bike, and it missed the mark, you know. But now we can see where this bike is going. You know, it's a travel bike. It's not a runabout. So I like that. Handlebars make more sense now. Looks clean, looks nice. That's about the look I was going for. Now I do see a red Yamaha right there. It's just begging for something. So I see that going on, and I see the tires getting lettered. And let's take a look at it from this side, see what we got. Look at the TL sitting in all its glory. It's sitting there saying, man, what about me? You had your episode. Beautiful bike. Anyways, back to this one. Yeah, I like it. I like it. That styling is really cool. And it's looking like a travel bike. It really is. Let's take a closer look at this. Yep, that's rebar. That's rebar. We where is my piece there? We were getting pieces off of this right here. We're cutting pieces off of that. So yeah, I think it's coming along really good. Little stuff left, and then we're going to be joyriding this thing around and working all the bugs out of it, maybe doing some fine tuning and making sure everything is good before we schedule a trip sometime this summer. And you guys are definitely going to be coming with us on that one. So we'll see you soon. Okay, we're going to continue working. We ain't done yet. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so we've been working on this Yamaha XS400, kind of a travel bike. Now this is the 5th episode, and we're getting close to the end here. Let's take a look at, see what we've got here. Now that's starting to look like a travel bike. That looks like a bike that's going somewhere. Now this toolbox just in there to give me an idea of what size something is going to fit in there. You can see this is bulging the side out. So our little box is going to be pretty small, you know, unless we can find something that's kind of tall, got a little bit of height. I'll look around for something. Now we did do a few things here. We added our mirror. That's important to have one. You know what I was thinking was have another mirror and add the GPS to it somehow. Just hook it up to it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll put that there just for a minute. We hooked up our USBs and our 12 volt. The other thing I did was I added a light switch. Now what this allows is, since we're getting our spark from the battery, that initial startup is very important. So we want the lights to be shut off while we're doing the startup. So during the startup we turn the lights off, and then when the bike started, then we turn the lights on. So let's take a look. We've cleaned a few things up. Oh yeah, we added the tail light. So we're gonna put some juice to this thing. Okay, and you'll see there's our USB and there's our GPS unit turning on. I don't know if that's the unit we're going to use, but remember, this is your spark. I just shut that off for now. Okay, again, this is working too. I don't have anything to hook into it yet. This gives us 2 spots, so I could possibly charge my phone on it. I don't know, you know, what the situation would be there. Now we do have our tail lights, so let's go ahead and turn our lights on. There's our headlight, and there's our tail light. You know, that's, believe it or not, that's actually pretty bright. Those are LEDs, so they are pretty bright. And being up in the air like that, our GPS is ready to rock and roll. Shut that off, and we're getting close. I'm going to turn the power off there. We're getting close. What do we have left? We got to do the battery. We got to put the battery in there. I did clean up the wires the best as I could, man. I cut a lot of wires that I didn't need. And what's this? Yeah, there's some stuff here and there. We're gonna go ahead and start it here soon. Not today, but before the episode's over, and we'll probably take it for a little ride. And we can't go far because it's not licensed. Maybe we'll take it up just the street and back. But it's gonna give us an idea of how she runs and, you know, stops. Oh yeah, we got to do the front brakes. We got to do that, and then I have to look into the brake shoes of the back. So other than that, you know, we're pretty close. We're getting there. Now, the one thing we're going to do on this episode that we've been talking about the whole time during this project is a price list. What do we have into this? I kind of lost track, but we've been very mindful of what we've been spending on this. We will make a list a complete list on exactly to the cent approximately. We'll do the best we can of how much we spent. You know, I'm hoping it's under $1,500. You know, I think it is. I think it's going to be around $1,000 or $1,200 that we got into this thing. We didn't spend a lot on it, but it turned out pretty good. You know, it turned out pretty good. Now, remember, this bike was all about utilizing the stuff. I still may use this. I don't know. We'll have to repaint it and stuff and make it look like it fits. But this project was about utilizing what you have at home. You know, this is the other set to that. You know, I didn't put 2 mirrors on that. I had one left, so I used it here. You know, similarly, we did you know, the cutting board. We got the TV stand. We got the upside down toaster hanger. We got a toolbox that was hanging around. This was a rack I found. We used some rebar here that we had laying around. There's a lot of little stuff like that that we utilized, you know. We had the wrap already hanging around. So similarly, you guys can do the same thing. That bike's got a nice look to it. That bike looks like it's going places, you know. And look at that nasty bike. That bike's going in circles. It's doing laps. This one's going from point A to point B. And this one is going from bar to bar. we got all the bikes covered. So, but anyways, it's coming along. We're gonna continue working on it, and then we'll cut away. We'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, Yamaha XS400 1980. This is what we came up with. It's got a bad battery. I gotta get. There's our GPS. Right in the sunlight. There's our headlight. There's our tail light. Our rack. Got a little gold package right there. It's pretty good. It's got a bad battery though. Got a bad battery. Good to go, man. Just gotta do the front brakes. We're gonna do a quick ride on this thing. I gotta somehow keep it running because you need the battery for the spark. So we'll go ahead and take it for a quick ride. Okay, so we just got back from our ride on our XS400 Yamaha. I think about the only thing left to do now is the front brakes, although the back brakes work really good. We'll do that off camera. We're done with this, man. This thing is ride ready. It's ready for a nice trip somewhere, okay? And it runs really good. It accelerates good. It stops good. It's going to stop better once we get the front brakes on. Everything is done on this bike. We accomplished, you know, we got our headlight, tail light. We got our GPS power system. We got a 12 volt right there. We got our travel package, and we got a pretty cool looking little bike. And the object is to take it far and bring it back safely, and that should prove a point. And that's what this episode was all about. Now, what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna start constructing a build sheet. What do we have into this bike? Very important. We need to know. We need to see what we got into this, and that's going to legitimize this episode. I'm thinking it's going to be around 1,200. You got a bike that's travel ready, and we're going to prove that. Okay, that's what the trip is all about. Now, I don't know when the trip is going to happen. There's a little bit behind the scenes stuff I have to do with the bike, in the sense of registering it and insuring it and stuff. This bike didn't come with the title, so I got to screw around with that a little bit. We'll get around it, and I'm not going to give insight and details into how you get around it. That is up to you to be creative. I'm not giving out information like that because it's just something that's not worth sharing. You know, everybody has different ways of going about it. I'm going to try to use the VIN number and talk to the DMV and go about it the correct way. But I'm sure if you research it, there's other ways to do it, and we won't get into that. But I'm very happy with the bike. It's a one-kick bike, man. That's what I wanted. It does not have an electric start. So I feel confident on this bike. And the carburetor cleaned up nice as we started driving it. So that's good. And it accelerates good. It handles decent. The steering's a little bit tight. I might adjust that a little bit. Again, that's going to be all behind the scenes here. In fact, I even got some Yamaha decals that are going to go right there. So that little things, you know. I'm probably going to put some side cover panels here, vented, so it still gets air. Just a few little things. And of course, once it's registered, I'll have the license and stuff on it. But we're ready, man. We're ready to take this on the road. I have to look at my schedule with work and everything and plan probably a 2, 3, 4 day break where I can take this thing, and you guys obviously are coming with me on that. That should be quite the journey. But other than that, we're done. Okay, we're gonna do the build sheet. We'll go over that, and then we'll wrap this episode up. I want you guys to know that I did this so I can motivate some people to go out there and do it. You know, it's just encouragement. That's all it is. Just to push you over. You know, if you're teetering, thinking about doing it, this should push you over. So I'm happy with the bike. You know, it runs good, and it's exactly what I wanted it to be, a one-kick bike. And I think it's going to prove itself on the journey. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for being with us. Please stay with us. As you know, we got more coming. Thank you. Take care. Bye.